What's up, guys? It's Trappy Talks the Truth, back to talk about some wrestling. So, first of all, I apologize for this video being so late and delayed and out of date, but I have a life. Believe it or not, I am not a 24/7 wrestling reviewer for your entertainment. This review is going to be pretty short because I'm kind of making this, I'm kind of running out of time before, people stop caring, but anyway. So this is going to be my Royal Rumble 2025 review. And, going to be a short review, but I do have kind of a lot to say. So, first off, I want to say that Stephanie McMahon started off introducing the show. I don't know if she's on all the time now because I really haven't seen her. I don't know if she's on, if she's supposed to be like a regular person appearing these days, but I haven't seen her since I started watching again, so it was interesting to see her. There was some pyro. We got a little bit of pyro on the show. That was pretty cool. I feel like it's pretty rare to see pyro these days, so that was nice to see. Don't know the ring announcer's name, but damn, she makes Justin Roberts look subtle. She's very exaggerated, very over the top. I think she's trying a little bit too hard, in my opinion. The first match of the night was the Women's Rumble. Io Sky entered first, and she had some kind of crappy elimination that, in my opinion, wasn't a good spot. We did get a couple of surprise returns, definitely more so than the Men's Rumble. Alexa Bliss, who Dave Meltzer said wasn't coming back, is here again, and apparently she's going to be back on Raw as well. So that gives you another reason to believe that this guy's always wrong and to stop believing everything that he says. Trish Stratus came back, of course, and it was nice to see her. But I do want to say one thing about Trish Stratus. I do love her, and she's probably one of my all-time favorite divas. But I do wish that maybe they would extend this hand to other women from the past. I mean, I know Lita has made some appearances here and there as well. But, like, let's give a chance to, like, some other, like, old divas. Like, Tori Wilson came back at the Rumble a couple of years ago. It would have been nice to see her again. I would love to see Melina. I would love to see Mickie James. Mickie James was in the crowd, and it's like, why didn't you use her? Especially because she, actively is still, doing her thing. Nikki Bella came back at number 30, and that made quite a lot of people mad, but I like her quite a bit, so I can't act like I'm mad about that. Charlotte also returned, and she won, which I kind of figured that. I think we all kind of knew that she was going to win. That was pretty much predictable. I mean, they were kind of hyping it up for a few weeks, so it would have been weird if she didn't win. So I don't know what's going on with Big E. I haven't seen him on the show since I started watching it again. I know he got kicked out of the New Day, and he was just like outside the arena, like passing out Slim Jims to people. I always thought he was good, so if that's what he's doing these days and there's not like a specific reason for it, then that's pretty sad. Our next match was DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag belts. I have to say it is definite. I know they've done this TNA Talent Exchange. They've kicked it off, and I know that they're not even a part of it. Like, they're actually signed to WWE, but it's very weird to see like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley in a WWE ring. It is very strange. Match was okay. It was nothing special. DIY won, and then the Street Profits came out, beat them up, and then stole the belt. So I guess that they're gonna probably I would hope that they're maybe hyping up, like trying to hype up a feud between those two teams. I haven't even seen the Street Profits on either Raw. Are they on SmackDown? They might be on SmackDown, but I haven't seen them on Raw since I started watching again. So it would be nice to see different people get some TV time because they have a lot of people signed, but it seems like not everyone's really getting a chance to be on TV. Like, I didn't know this, but apparently Karen Cross is like a leader of a stable that's supposed to be on Raw, but I haven't seen any of them, like, aside from him just kind of peeking in the background, like, on the show. And Karen Cross wasn't even in the Rumble. So I don't know. I find it very strange. I feel like maybe the roster's a little bit too bloated. to really have time to put everybody on the show. Our next match was Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. And from what I understand, the storyline here is that Kevin Owens just kind of claimed that he's the champion because he stole the Winged Eagle, the old Winged Eagle championship. This match was pretty good. There was some cool spots, some blood, some cool spots with the ladder. So I have to say I found it entertaining. I just thought that the storyline was kind of like silly and kind of weird. Like, I mean, maybe it was good, you know, when it just first started happening, but I hadn't really seen much of it on the show in the past couple of weeks, so I can't tell you if it was good or bad. It's funny though that they were fighting for the current championship because like if someone who didn't know anything about wrestling and just saw these two would probably be very confused because the Winged Eagle looks so much better. Yeah, it was a fun little match. Nice to see some blood again. And then our last match of the night was, of course, the men's rumble. There wasn't really too many. I was kind of disappointed because there wasn't really that many surprise entrants. I was kind of hoping to see like some older legends. I would love to have seen like just some goofy guys, like maybe the Hurricane or the Godfather show up. And RVD was in the crowd. It's like maybe he failed a drug test, but it would have been cool to see him. TNA, I know they're doing like this whole talent exchange with TNA. Would have been cool to see one of the Hardys. But there was a lot of like NXT people, and the big surprise entrant was like Joe Hendry from TNA. I don't know much about that guy, but apparently like people love him. They said he was a viral superstar. I've never heard of him. iShow's Speed was also there. They're trying to be topical, I guess. Cena came out and he threw out Braun Strowman like right away. So I guess this is the start of Cena's he said he was going to be here full time, and he seems like he's only showing up on pay-per-views now because they're saying that his next appearance isn't going to be until Elimination Chamber. So was this like false advertising on their end? Because like they said he was going to be there full time, and like when Batista came back in 2014, like he was even doing house shows, and like Chris Jericho, when he came back as a part-timer, he was pretty much on almost every week, and he was also doing like house shows. So I guess like it was kind of like they were hyping us up for what might not even be much of an interesting run, but I'll get into that in a second. So Logan Paul was the number 30 entrant. People were mad about that. Once again, I was pleased with number 30. I think he's actually pretty good. So anyway, Jey Uso won by last eliminating Cena. And this has definitely been controversial amongst the fans, and for good reason, because I don't think anybody really wants to see a Jey Uso versus Gunther or Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes WrestleMania main event. I think that's going to be such a cheap, lame main event. I just don't think that he should have won. People use the excuse, oh, he's over, but like, Too Cool got a huge pop back in the day. Anytime they would come out, people loved Too Cool. But like, I don't think anybody would have actually wanted to have seen them win the Rumble. And like, just because someone, like, they don't understand that just because somebody is over, that means that they should be like in every segment in the main event, have multiple championships. Like, they don't understand that. Like, people think just because like someone's well liked that they should get the top spot and everything. But there's a thing, there used to be a thing in wrestling called role players, where people kind of knew their positions, and some people were jobbers, some people were main eventers, and some people were somewhere in between. But I feel like a lot of the fans now don't understand that like wrestling needs to have role players and people to fill specific spots on the roster. I mean, I guess when your roster is so bloated that, it's hard to find spots for anybody, they think that everything should just be disorganized and all messed up like that. But that's not the case. So there's no reason why, in my opinion, in his last run, Cena shouldn't have won. Because now you know that all Cena's going to be doing the entire time that he's back, he's going to be jobbing to people, to all these shitters who aren't worth a damn. Just like how he's kind of been doing since he, towards the latter half of his career. Like when he was in the twilight of his career, what was he doing? He was losing to jobbers. Meanwhile, when things actually mattered for him, there were multiple times where someone should have gone over on Cena and they didn't do it. So anytime I feel like someone loses or wins to Cena these days, it just kind of feels like it's too little too late. He's just going to be there jobbing, like, because I don't know what the plan is for him, and I'm definitely feel like in his last run, I would have liked to have seen him win. So once again, maybe this Jey Uso thing will be by some miracle, it'll be amazing. I can't see that being even drawing much interest. Apparently, they're gonna try and go for like a Jey Uso versus Gunther rematch sort of thing. I can't see many people taking an interest in that, honestly. We'll see how it goes. I'll give them a chance, but in my opinion, they definitely made the wrong decision, and I'm not alone in thinking that. So that was my Royal Rumble 2025. I almost said 2024 review. I would say the first half of the show was pretty good. Second half was pretty dog shit. So I will give it either a C minus or a D plus. That might be my thing. I give it a letter grade, but I'm never decisive because I kind of feel like I've never given, since I started reviewing, I've never given a definitive letter grade. I'm like, oh, it's kind of here, it's kind of there. But I would say that because the second half was so shit, in my opinion, the finish was shit, I can't give it very much of a high rating. But let me know what you guys thought, because this was a very polarizing and main event. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I will review Raw if I'm not too gassed tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this review, and peace out.